Hello, everyone. The finale is here, at least for Fergie playoffs. Yeah, I did great. Somehow. Yeah, if you didn't win on your luck, you would've been struggling. But we'll see what happens this week. Pretty interesting matches coming up, and with everyone's team basically finalized, it is gonna be pretty good matches, I would think. I think everyone seems pretty comfortable with what they have, so. Okay. Right. Gotcha. Gotcha. We can switch it out. Makes sense. Better than no points. Right. Okay. So this is gonna be pretty interesting. When you what's your initial thoughts on this matchup? Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is we have basically a completely new team into the lineup now. Of course, the differential on G's team, like the current standing, is low because of the previous history. But I am very interested in seeing how Chi handles this lineup, because if I believe she won last week, if I'm correct. Yeah. So that's pretty good sign. It seems like he's pretty comfortable with the team that was picked, and if they win this week as well, I mean that's pretty good standing for them. So, did Jamesy always have a spot throw? I feel like that's new. Mhm. Interesting. What do you think about that change? It's a little hard to say. We haven't Grevoir's really good, but we haven't really seen a Spothra um too much. I don't know if the other leagues have been using it, like the other divisions. I don't think it's in Laron, at least as far as my division's concerned. I haven't seen it. Um so I don't know the power of a Spothra. I know it can be pretty busted in certain situations, but without speed boost to really pull it over the edge, I don't know how effective it is, especially over something like Gardevoir as the psychic type. Mm, yeah, pretty strong. All right. Yeah, I mean that's pretty reasonable. Fast, like I feel like a fast breaker like a Spothra is probably what Jamesy needed. I think that was probably a good call. So I could certainly see that coming to play and being very effective. Do you think that is coming against this matchup? Yes, you might have something to deal with Overquill and then move on from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could definitely see. Um, I think for this matchup, I am going to give it to Chi. I do like the changes that were made to the team. I do like the kind of play style that they're going for, and I would like to see them shine. So, yeah, I'm going to say a 2-0 victory for Chi. Mm, mm, yeah, fair enough. All right. Okay, Seabass versus Shimon Master. Um, I feel like we keep seeing this delayed versus Noivern matchup, and it's always, the favoritism. It could, I don't know if it's just me. Here's the question: does Love Desk, um, come to Smith? Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's got Ice Beam, I think. Um, yeah, yeah. I think it can really hit most of Shimon's team, which is pretty funny. Maybe it tears into Ghost to stop the boom burst. I'm just saying. Okay. Um, on the other hand, do you think Berserker comes to this matchup? I'm just kind of looking at it, and I feel like there's not a great answer to it. I mean, Salazzle is probably the best answer to it, but even still, it's a little bit hit or miss depending on the safety that comes in. Maybe Belly Bolt. I don't know how effective Belly Bolt is offensively. Mhm. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Um, just looking at the lineup and trying to think about what they're bringing, how they've been playing, all that kind of stuff. Um, I want to give it to Seabass. It says clear favoritism to Galliard over Noivern, but yeah, I think the matchup works out in Seabass's favor just a little bit. So I'm going to say a 3-0 Seabass victory. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Sure. Sure. Okay. Makes sense, yeah. Cool. Okay, one interesting lineup we've got here. I'm very surprised that Davey never decided to use some of their agencies on making Cloister Terra, because we've kind of seen in a lot of other divisions that a Terra Cloister is really, really hard to deal with, you know? Um, so I'm interested to see their choice for that, or like their decision making for that. And if Dragalge and Rotom have been worth the opportunity cost of not having Cloister Terra, because I feel like this division has pretty much given the impression that yeah, having two potential Terras is good, but having one really strong Terra has been just the defining choice for a lot of playstyles, you know? Um, you don't really see that often people switching their Terras or trying to mix things up and that kind of stuff. It's usually just the one strong Terra being, you know, like the Mega Evolution or the Dynamax or anything like that. That seems to be the defining choice for a lot of playstyles. Um, because, like, realistically, how often do you Terra Rotom over Gigalge? You know, it's not that bad, but in terms of how many times you do it over the course of the game, that's really kind of what I'm getting at, or over the course of the league. But all that being said, I feel like I want to give it to Herez here. I do like their lineup more overall. I think they have some pretty good answers to Cloister. I think they can get through like Klefki's defenses without too much issue, though it could give them some trouble here and there. So overall, I want to give Herez a 1-0 victory. I think it's going to be a close game. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Okay. So, uh, given their current lineup, the one thing I do see, is, generally speaking, Bronzong can be pretty hard to deal with, but I do think Nuke Bomb's team, is one of the better teams for dealing with a Bronzong, overall. Moltres is you basically have to kind of I do like both levitate and heatproof are good here, and it's kind of hard to determine which one you want to use. If that makes sense. I think so. Doesn't Tinkton know earthquake or no? Oh, it doesn't. Oh well. I guess levitate's not as good. It does. It does mean if you run heatproof, that Quagsire can kind of just exist against it, and it doesn't fare. It's not. Yeah, it's not particularly offensive, but I guess that's fair. Because other than Moltres, I guess what other options do you have for dealing with Bronzong? Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Huh. I think you've convinced me. I'm going to give the win to Blue. Yeah, I mean, Bronzong's pretty tough. I think Samurott actually is very effective here. They do have Cyclozar to get rid of the spikes, but I feel like Terra Jolteon can do a lot. It has pretty good coverage, and it could run something to kind of catch Nuke Bomb off guard. It could run even more a defensive set and kind of whittle down Nuke Bomb's team. They don't have incredible recovery. I mean, does Moltres still has Roost, right? Yeah, okay. So they have Roost, they have Cyclozar's regen, so they have some pretty good recovery, so that would be a little bit hard to do. But all that being said, I want to give Blue a 2-0 victory here. Yeah, Blue's been doing great. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll see what happens. All right. I feel like I've just seen these Pokemon, but I guess it is a different division. Okay, so looking at the lineup, what is Melo's strongest play here? Because I look at the lineup and I see Shinrai's offense, and I'm terrified. You know. Mm-hmm. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm. Wait, it has Spore? I didn't even know that. Wow. Okay. I think it is basically Mold Breaker, right? Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Yeah, I think even like especially with that, I do think I like Shinrai's team more. And I think I am going to give the victory to Shinrai and say, oh, I don't know, 1-0. I think it'll be close. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. All right, Eagle. How'd you do? Hold on, I should actually check. How did Eagle do? Eagle lost. Oh well, that's okay. I'm disappointed. um, Clearly you need me to vote on you again so that you could win. And get that final victory that you need. I don't actually know the total scoring, but I'm going to just say I'm completely biased here, but I do think Eagle's team can come out on top against Swordfish's team. I think there are some pretty good answers to Swordfish's lineup. I think Ursaring obviously is scary, but you have pretty good defensive cores in Mochi and Palossand. Even Drifblim, Dragalge, Trigonal. These are all really strong defensive lineups that Swordfish's team isn't that offensive. You have obviously scary like Ursaring and stuff like that, but it's not like a hyper offensive team that would be able to really break through a very solid defense, if that makes sense. So all that being said, I feel like I want to give Egrill a 3-0 victory. And you know what? I'm gonna lock it. Your victory and my victory, we're relying on each other, you know? That's how it goes. Okay, okay, fair enough. Alright. All right, Lucky versus Jackson. Here we have a Terra Cloister. That's terrifying. I feel like we've made this joke about 5 times. Yeah, I mean, really it comes down to, can Lucky's team beat a Terra Cloister? Uh, can Lucky's team beat a Terra Cloister? I mean, how, like, what walls it in, like, an optimal situation? Bronzong? Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, a Ghost Cloister doesn't really get stopped by anything on Lucky's team. And even if they don't bring it in immediately, like, Bronzong still has to come out to answer something like Mabostiff, I feel like. So it kind of has too much to do. So if it dies to one, then they're kind of open for the other, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I feel like Terra Cloister is just really hard to manage with the current defensive core that Lucky has. So I feel like I'm going to give the victory to Jackson here. And we'll go high. We'll go 5-0 because that's usually how these games go when you have that kind of power, one way or the other. Either the Cloister dies immediately and then you lose everything, or the other way around. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. That's totally reasonable. Uh, the Cloister. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have no idea, honestly. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So, how's Board been doing? That is pretty good. So this is gonna be an interesting match. I mean, we've got two really high-standing individuals on this television, so. That being said, how does their matchup look? I mean, both of them have very solid all-around teams. They've both been playing really well. I don't see any glaring holes in terms of their lineup, unless there's something I'm missing. Okay, they have answers to each other without there being much in the way of, you know, trying to do something spicy. Just standard matchup. I do think if someone brings something spicy and like a strange tech, either an item or a spread or anything like that, I feel like that, like, kind of, whoa, wait, what is this supposed to be, would maybe be enough to take the victory. So I do want to see this matchup not be just a standard match of just the kind of standard spreads that you'd expect, the standard items. I want to see something interesting between the two, and then I want to see the interesting tech be rewarded. Mm-hmm. Experiment. Sure, sure. Or just like experimenting with something that you might try in playoffs and you don't know if it'll work or not. It's a good opportunity to do so. I feel like this isn't any hate to Board, but I feel like Toph would do it more than Board might. So prove me wrong, Board, but I'm gonna give it to Toph here. I'm gonna say a 3-0 victory. Okay. Mm-hmm. Unless you get magnet pulled. Wait. So here's, I mean, true, but here's the question. Tinkaton doesn't have any pivot, right? Wait, that works? Okay, so we have no clue. This is important information because this could actually come up pretty significantly. Well, that's the thing that I was thinking. I feel like Mold Breaker is more for offense, right? Like your attacks don't get affected by Mold Breaker, not just the ability doesn't work anymore. I thought that's like, what does Mold Breaker say? Oh my god. Right. Yeah, so it wouldn't affect Magnet Pull then. The moves ignore the abilities, but it's not the moves of Tinkaton. the moves and their effects. So the effects of the moves. It's just the moves. It's not the Pokemon itself. So yeah, can Magneton deal with Tinkaton? I mean, you might have to Terra, like a Terra Tinkaton would probably be a pretty good option then, to deal with the Magneton. Something like a Terra Ground or a Terra Fire or something like that. Anyways, 3-0 tough luck. Okay. I mean, clearly you're gonna lock on board, right? You voted on board, I'm pretty sure, every single week. You believe in him enough to lie. Oh, okay. The truth comes out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Fair enough. Okie dokie. Yeah, I mean, these matches have been great. I think we've seen a lot of new faces kind of come into their own here. People that have been new to the league itself. So, congrats everyone for making it this far and actually, sticking it out all the way through, even if you do not haven't gotten a great score or differential or anything like that. It says a lot that you're willing to stick through the entire league, even if you don't, you're not 6-0ing everyone. And it's definitely a learning experience, so that you can come back next time you take that information and you put it into practice for the next league. So let's have some good matches and see who gets playoffs. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love Aron because you don't know if someone's memeing or if they actually think something's good. Or yeah, I mean, who knows? But yeah, Aron's always great to look into. You can see new faces. You can see people who are just here to have a good time. Maybe don't know fully all the mechanics or anything like that, but they're just enjoying Pokemon for what it is, and that's the best part. Until you get parried and miss 5 times in a row.